Hi, I'm Eliza Wright. Welcome to the second installment of Elders Among Us, a podcast series produced by the 8th grade at Charleston Elementary School. In this series, we are chronicling our learning as we explore the wisdom and life experiences of community elders. We are interviewing local elders who have lived long and eventful lives, and we are sharing that experience with you through these podcasts. For our second podcast, we recorded ourselves talking about our reactions and impressions after meeting and speaking with our elders for the first time. We also talked about the challenges of composing profiles that capture the lives and wisdom of elderly people, and we discussed the challenges of producing an ongoing podcast as well. Alex, Zach, and Hannah respected different things about their elders.
I respected that my elder saw that in different places people had different practices, and that what we do here in Vermont, we can't change what they do down there.
The most interesting thing to me was that she got married when she was 16 because, her husband was going off to the war, and she got married because she thought it would stop him going off to the war.
The thing that I most respected about Richard is that he didn't hesitate when answering a question. He was very open about how he answered the question and what he said.
Maria, Demi, and I all spoke about things our elders had said that struck us.
I think something that my elder said that really struck me was when he said that even if you're young, you can still be wise, but as you get older, you learn to be more patient with everything.
Something that my elder said that really struck me was when I asked her what kind of advice she would give me, being like a kid today, and she said, "You have to know that something somewhere or someone somewhere is looking after you."
What I liked about my elder is he didn't really sugarcoat anything about his answers, like saying, "Oh, but still wasn't that bad." It's like, no, this is what happened. There's nothing, no good came out of it. Just straightforward.
Lulu and Taylor had some very specific positive things to say about their elders.
What I especially respect about my elder, Alice, is she didn't complain. She was very positive, and she believed she had a great, happy life.
Tony seems to be like a kind of go-with-the-flow person, and I like the fact that she kind of had like simple dreams, but it like meant something to her.
When it came time to talk about the profiles, it became clear that we were all in the different places, although the challenges seemed similar for everyone.
What I need to do to make my elders come alive is probably give some quotes that can demonstrate what kind of person he's like and list some things in his life that really turned him into the type of person he is today.
In order to make Richard's personality come alive in my profile, I'm going to have to include more quotes to kind of capture what he's really like.
Taylor, Maria, and I were worried that our profiles weren't finished and that they didn't bring out our elders' wisdom yet.
I don't really think my profile is bringing the wisdom out yet because I haven't really gotten that far in the process. So far, I'm just pulling important or interesting things that she said.
I'm having difficulties writing my profile without making it sound like it came from a textbook.
I haven't really gotten very far in my profile. I'm still listening to the interview and stuff and picking out all the details. I'm hoping that whoever reads Marianne's profile, that she, just because she was ordinary and didn't really do much, like she didn't really move around or she didn't really go like across the country or anything, doesn't mean she isn't like an extraordinary person. Hannah talked a little about the process of putting her profile together.
I am on the part where I am like doing paragraphs about my elder.
Lulu and Demi, however, expressed confidence that their profiles were succeeding in showing the wisdom and personality of their elders.
I do believe that my profile is succeeding in bringing out wisdom and experiences of my elder's past because it states what wisdoms he has and what he has done in his past.
I think my profile is succeeding in bringing out wisdom and experiences for my elder so far.
We also talked about all the collaboration that was required to make the podcast and how we felt it was going. Alex was ambivalent about collaborating with his peers on creating and editing the podcast.
I did and I didn't enjoy collaborating with my peers on the podcast. I liked it because I got to see what they thought was good stuff that we said, but I didn't like it because I felt like some things that I felt was strong was not used maybe in the spot I wanted it.
But Zach, Taylor, Maria, and Demi all thought it was helpful and fun.
It's always fun to collaborate with friends because when you're working alone, what you write alone sounds perfect to you. You don't see the flaws. But when you have multiple people working together, there's a bigger chance of somebody seeing what mistake you made.
It made it so it wasn't so awkward, and like it kind of felt like you were just in a normal conversation.
The best part of having a partner is probably be able to collaborate and get a second opinion.
I did enjoy using the software because it was easy to put everybody's voices together, and it sounded really good.
I did enjoy collaborating on the podcast with my peer, Taylor Ivers, because if without her I wouldn't have been able to understand how to do it, but instead with her I was able to I was able to do it without going to the teacher all the time. Hannah had some other thoughts.
I thought that it was kind of hard because we had to cut out certain parts that we liked.
Finally, we asked one another what we had learned so far and what the biggest challenges would be as we continued with the project. Alex, Taylor, Maria, and I all had different things we learned after the trip to Michoud Manor.
As I said before, I really learned that you can't change other people's cultures.
I've also learned that back then people didn't really have a lot of school because they usually had to stay home and help out.
So far, I've learned how to use the technology. I didn't really know what a podcast was before. I've heard of them, but I didn't know what they were. But I learned how to use the technology, and I got to meet a new person and know what she was about and where she was from, which was pretty cool.
I guess what I've learned so far is that elders are you can't really say anything about them when you look at them because they can have all kinds of things going on, like they might have gone through some different stuff than you might have expected.
Zach, Maria, and Lulu all thought some of the biggest challenges would involve the podcast.
The most challenging thing as we continue the project will be putting together all of our podcast pieces into one big podcast.
The important parts that we have in this project are probably going to be to be able to organize all of our information that we've gotten from our elders and being able to put it in a way that makes sense.
I expect the most challenging part will having to be organizing the podcast.
Alex, Taylor, and Demi had some other ideas about what the challenges might be.
It'll be challenging for me because I don't have all the information I needed, but then I'm going to be talking to Tony's daughter, so that'll help me get some more information.
I expect that the challenges will be getting certain answers from them because some of the elders I know didn't give as much of a story sometimes, or they didn't give as much information as we would like.
The next important step in this project is probably sharing it with the community so they can learn the same stuff I learned so far.
Thank you for listening. This is Eliza Wright asking you to please join us again for the next installment of our Elders Among Us podcast series. We look forward to sharing this experience and the wisdom of local elders with you as the project unfolds. As you tune in, we hope that you will learn, explore, and experience the project right alongside us. See you then.